Welcome back to Rise of Kingdoms, where today we're going to be building Cao Cao because we've been waiting on him. It's time to start building him. Although I only have 11 talent points to spend here today, I'm going to be telling you how to build the fastest Cao Cao inside of Rise of Kingdoms and all the tips that you need to know to get full advantage of this commander. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo, and I got to give some love to Hurricane right now, who sent me this build talking about how to make Cao Cao the fastest cavalry build. And there's a lot that we're going to be talking about today. First of all, how to build it out. Second of all, how the Dragon Lancer is going to be the secondary. I know. Who would have thought? The Dragon Lancer, something that you don't ever typically plan to use. Now, I only have 11 action points. This build is going to be featuring some from the peacekeeping side of the tree, some from the mobility side of the tree, and some from the cavalry side of the tree. It's not going to be all one side, although mobility is going to be almost completely filled out, and it's really going to be filled out everywhere except for the swiftness. That is going to be left blank. Then we're going to take the tree up in this direction. We're going to be going and grabbing charge. We're going to also be grabbing a few of these points as well along the way, right there and right there, because we want that march speed, of course. And then we're going to be building all of our way down here to thoroughbreds, because it increases the march speed of all troops by 3%. So the question is, when you're early on, you don't have a lot of talent points, where do you want to spend first? Do you want to come on over here to mobility and start doing all of these, or do you see we get march speed pretty much right away by 2%? Or do we want to make our way over here onto the peacekeeping and start making all of that? Now, I do like thoroughbreds, but with 11 points, it will be difficult to make our way there. Well, we can come and get lightning charge pretty quickly. Increases march speed of all troops by 2%. So that's exactly where we're going to be starting out. So let's actually keep things stable right here. We're going to do an upgrade here. Then we're going to come right over here and do another. And then we're going to be able to come right over here. And it looks like we have to actually, looks like we have to do the 2 right here first. 1, 2, and then that'll unlock it. Boom. We've already gotten some speed. We've gotten a good percentage of speed. Now, again, you have to upgrade these commanders to get the talent points so that you can fill out the entire build. And this is funny because I'm actually building up my entire civilization, my entire world for infantry. But when I get this cavalry commander, there's going to be positions and times when I want some speed. So Cao Cao is going to be the guy to get that done. Now, the question is, do we want to come on over here? And do we want to increase counterattack? Do we want to try and get over here and get some increased march speed, which may take us a little while to get down there? Remember, we only have 4 action points right now to move along the way. Or do we want to start making our way down towards thoroughbreds, which is on the peacekeeping tree? So let's kind of see what we have here. Increases march speed of all units led by this commander by 3%. Yes, please. We want to use that right away because we want that speed. We are going for a fast build. Defense, we don't really care. Moving over here as well, reducing action points. That doesn't really matter either. But with only 3 points left, I think what we're going to probably do is grab spiked armor so we can get ourselves closer down here to hasty departure. So that's going to be the direction that we start going. Now, this is as much as I can build it right now, early on, not using Cao Cao very much. But let's give you guys a look into the future as to what this tree is actually going to look like once we have it filled out completely for this incredible fastest cavalry build with mobility, with peacekeeping, and with portions of the cavalry tree built out. Now, what I'm going to do is pretend that I have unlimited talent points, and we are going to artificially upgrade Cao Cao so that you, having more talent points than I have, can build this out in full yourself. So let's dive into this build a little bit. Focusing on mobility at first, this is probably the tree that I would initially spend the majority of my talent points in. You're going to need to come on over here and get the attack of all troops up, followed by vortex, and you're also going to want to grab saving cross along the way. Then you're going to be coming on down here. You're going to get your attack of all troops up, your attack of all troops up, your health of all troops up, and your defense of all troops up. So all of those dots there in the center, because we need to make our way down. Now I want you to remember, you are going to ignore, we are not going to color in swiftness. When troops led by this commander are attacked by an active skill, increases March speed by 5% for the next 5 seconds. We are not going to fill that one out, at least until we get extra action points later on, or talent points, but it's most likely not going to happen. We are going to want to grab Hasty Departure. Then we're going to want to come in here. We're going to get defense of all troops, health of all troops, and march speed of all troops. And that's going to take us to the final row, which is going to be Alacrity. We're going to grab Time Management, and we are going to grab Triumphant March. That's going to pick up a bunch of speed, massive amounts of mobility, and that makes sense because we are on the mobility tree. You're typically going to want to grab a lot from the mobility tree to gain mobility. Makes sense. But as you can see all of that in place, pretending as if I actually had those talent points, let's move over to the yellow, the peacekeeping side of this tree, where essentially we are going all the way down here to thoroughbreds. So along the way, we're going to grab defense of all troops, insight, we're going to grab quick study, we're going to then have to grab defense of all troops, we're going to have to grab march speed of all troops, dropping down to health of all troops. Notice those 3 in that triangle, they were no key skills. We are going to completely ignore Trophy Hunter. We do not want to spend any talent points on Trophy Hunter, but we do then want to come over here to Thoroughbreds, increasing march speed of all troops by 3%, and every time you upgrade that, it will give you more and more. So you'll be getting a nice buff just from going on towards that bottom portion of the peacekeeping tree. Now, as you guys can see, it's looking pretty good. We have a mobility tree that's almost 100% filled. We have about a third of the peacekeeping tree filled out as well, and we have so far a very fast Cao Cao, but we still need to jump up to the cavalry portion of the tree. So now let's jump on over to the cavalry portion, the top portion of the tree. Pretty simple. We're going in one straight line here. You're going to want to start out by getting march speed for the cavalry units. You're going to jump on over and get defense as well, because we need to make our way here to charge, which is going to, when the army led by this commander has been reduced to less than 50 strength, its march speed increases by 10%. You're going to want to grab that one for when you start getting beaten up, but then you are going to go in 2 more spots. It's pretty simple stuff, because we're going to come right over here, defense cavalry, and we are then going to finish off with march speed cavalry, increasing by 3%. You could upgrade this one 2 times as well. So do you see how many times we actually hit up something that would give us increased march speed? Even me, building up my city, everything about my build is about infantry. It's about going in and being tanky, and about protecting, and then about healing back up again. I still want myself a fast cavalry build. So I did say that Dragon Lancer is who you're going to hook up with Cao Cao as the secondary commander. I'm probably going to have to bring you a build for Dragon Lancer as well for that speed. Although, you know, the tree doesn't matter for that secondary commander. Not at all. It's all about the primary commander. Everything comes into play with the talent tree. Then you do get the skills from the secondaries, but nothing from the tree. So actually, we just have to rank up Dragon Lancer, which should be pretty easy since we don't really use any of those commanders. We got a lot of sculptures. So what do you guys think? Are you going to build up your Cao Cao and tie him up with, I mean, the Dragon Lancer? The bald-headed Dragon Lancer who has never done anything for me here. Now, if I were to go to skills, as you see, I could upgrade him pretty well. I have a bunch of sculptures. We don't use any of them. And, see, we even got more march speed stuff that we could get going on as well. We just got to get some tomes into them, star them up a little bit, which we can do for another day. But today was all about the Cao Cao build. Do you like it? Do you not? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love Rise of Kingdoms, and if you want to see more, there's a few things you need to do. Number 1, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss tomorrow's video, because you know I got one for you. And secondly, you're going to want to, in the comment section below, you're going to have to write down more Rise of Kingdoms. That tells me that you want to see more Rise of Kingdoms. Have a great day, guys, and be good.